This is probably the most amazing clip of the week, for a couple reasons. But Peter Thiel is asked about his involvement in Israel. Watch this response and watch his body language and his physical demeanor. Something is seriously wrong with this
So
guy.
before we stop, let me just say Palantir, his company, is providing AI and other software services to Israel, and Israel is using a program called Lavender to execute the war, including choosing bombing targets.
So, what do you think about the use of artificial intelligence or lavender by the IDF in identifying Hamas targets? And secondly, do you agree with Elon Musk about that the population decline is a risk for humanity?
Look, I'm not, without going into all the I'm not on top of all the details of what's going on in Israel because my bias is to defer to Israel. It's not for us to second guess everything, and I believe that broadly the IDF gets to decide what it wants to do, and that they're broadly in the right, and that's sort of the perspective I come back to. And if I fall into the trap of arguing you on every detailed point, I would actually be conceding the broader issue that the Middle East should be micromanaged from Cambridge, and I think that's just simply absurd. And so I'm not going to concede that point. And what was the other?
Wow. You want to start on that one?
So I think Peter Thiel has realized that he's not going to escape from this trick box. So if you look at what's happening in Israel and how they're using the bombing in Lavender, it's beginning to dawn on him that he will be held responsible, whether it's in the, certainly in the court of popular opinion. He's not going to get out of this trick box.
Tech Broligarchs. I love that term.
What is a tech Broligarch?
In other words, it's a bro. Like that's a hip term. A bro.
Yeah, I like that. Tech Broligarchs.
Like Musk and Peter Thiel and all these guys. They're tech Broligarchs. They're lining up to court Trump, and Vance is one more link in the chain. They're talking about J.D. Vance, Trump's VP candidate. Let's look at this article. This is really interesting. There's Trump and Peter Thiel in 2016. And here's a story. Less than a month after Donald Trump was elected president in November 2016, he invited the cream of Silicon Valley's tech elite to a meeting at his transition team's headquarters at Trump Tower. It was an awkward affair with Jeff Bezos and Larry Page and the like there. But one person at the meeting was in his element. That was Peter Thiel. Why was that? Back in 2016, Peter Thiel was the voice in the wilderness. And in that marketing, in that meeting in the Trump Tower, it was Thiel's hand that Trump picked up and stroked, and whose data mining firm Palantir picked up billions of dollars in contracts from Trump's DOD and, most controversially, Homeland Security's Immigrations and Customs Enforcement Agency, where it profiled and surveilled migrants. So Peter Thiel is knee-deep in surveillance technology. Now, talk about J.D. Vance, the new potential VP, who actually is the potential vice president of the U.S. if Trump wins. J.D. Vance is Thiel's creature. He is a man Thiel molded in his own image through lavish investments in his business and political careers. Thiel gave Vance a job at his VC firm, Mithril Capital, backed him to start his own venture fund, Naraya Capital, and then invested $15 million in his successful run for the Senate. Max Chafkin, Thiel's biographer, describes Vance as his extension. Interesting. The payoff from Thiel's early gamble in Trump is a lesson that has not passed others by. So there you go. Peter Thiel is knee-deep into Trump team and basically his VP candidate too.
Right. Absolutely.
So, you better take a good look at Peter Thiel and see if you like him or not, because that's what you're getting when you vote for Trump.
Peter Thiel and Trump and Trump's network are deep into what's going on in Gaza. Remember, it was Jared Kushner who bragged about the waterfront property what they were gonna be able to do with the waterfront property in Gaza.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're looking at a huge real estate development.